Rappaport, he fucking told me about this thing that he did. I got to find it, man. Did anybody listen to Michael Rappaport when he was on the Howard Stern show? When he played fantasy football against the fantasy football guy and he won? He had his son pick out the fucking teams. And evidently he was shit-talking, and this guy wasn't good at shit-talking, and he absolutely buried him on the fucking Howard Stern show. I'm trying to find the clip. If anybody has the clip, please send it to me, and then I will retweet it. I'll retweet it on the podcast Twitter account. And by saying I've been trying to do it, my fucking laptop died. I got a new hard drive put into it, and it shit the bed. So I just said, fuck it, and I went out and I bought like an $800 laptop. Fuck it. I'm done buying expensive ones. Not like $800. That's cheap for a fucking laptop. So I'm not, and this is the great thing about this one. This laptop, I'm not putting any information on it. I'm not putting any of my fucking music on it. I'm not putting anything on it. So when it inevitably shits the bed, did you save it to the iCloud? Fuck the iCloud. Fuck the iCloud and fuck Disneyland and fuck Disney World. I read up on that shit. Dude, that is so goddamn creepy how they're going to microchip you when you go in and out of that park. The entire fucking time. And the only way to fight it is to just not go. Because you can't have an intelligent conversation with most people because most people are morons. Most people be like, dude, why do I give a fuck if they know where I bought a fucking Slurpee? I don't give a shit as long as I'm on Space Mountain. Right? They don't give a shit. And it's so perfect because eventually when the government microchips everybody, one of the arguments is going to be like, well, they microchip you when you go to Disneyland. Do you think that Mickey Mouse is evil? Dude, I was reading this thing where they literally, you're going to go in there and the people dressed up as the characters are just going to come up to you and be like, hey, Bill, how's it going? I'm sorry. Hello, Bill. It's, I almost said it's Pluto. That's when you're doing a bad impression, when you have to say who the fuck it is. Hello, this is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like those characters are going to come walking up and saying hello to you. All right? So if you're walking in there with that wristband that is tracking you from a fucking satellite in outer space, and Pluto comes up to you and knows your name before you introduce yourself, and in the meantime, in the background, it's singing, it's a small world after all. If that trifecta of shit doesn't creep you out, then I think you're a robot. Either that or you deserve whatever happens to you when you're in there. You know what I mean? Those fucking creeps over at Disney. When are they not going to be creeps? Arthur Ashe Award to Caitlyn Jenner so you get the fucking exclusive interview with Diane Sawyer. Shameless. Absolutely fucking shameless. All alleged, but I feel after that whole Deflategate thing, it doesn't matter. All you got to do is you just say shit and then it becomes true. The other day, I'm walking out of my fucking piece of shit house, by the way. I'll talk about that later. I actually was so fucking... Get another thing fucked up on my house. I literally, flipping out in a rage, said to Nia, Nia, I swear to God, if I had a gas can and a match, I'd burn this fucking thing down with everything in it. That's the point that I am at in my fucking house. Every motherfucking cock-sucking fucking thing in this house either needs to be repaired or was repaired and was not repaired right. Every fucking thing. Dude, I'm talking from the sidewalk before you even get into my house. The fucking piece of pipe that goes off the city's water, that thing was a piece of shit. I had that fixed. The people fucked it up. I had to have somebody else come back and refix it. The sprinkler system out front, that was fucked up. It was leaking, of course, right up against the fucking house. That was fucked up. The front gate is fucked up. The fucking driveway gates are fucked up. They're rotten out. I closed it the other day. The handle just came off of it. Literally Tom Hanks in the only thing I haven't had is had an old-fashioned bathtub fall through a fucking floor. That's the only thing I haven't had. I'm going to go through the whole fucking thing. Sprinkler system fucked up. Right? Everything I just said. Driveway fucked up. There was this little, like, decorative, like, arch thing that originally came with the house, and the house had settled for so long, it was, like, completely twisted, and someday it was going to collapse down onto my Prius,
And I had to take that down. Had to pay to get that fucking removed. There was no fixing it. It didn't even line up anymore. The garage is fucked up. The piping going into the garage was fucked up. Cloth wiring, galvanized pipe. Had to fix the roof. The guy who fixed the roof fucked it up. I just redone my wife's office because that was fucked up. The water all came down on that. Had to redo that fucking thing. I actually sound like I'm fucking annoying, right? There's something, and there's like a zillion other fucking things. Zillion other fucking things. And then what happens yesterday? Yesterday I'm thinking, okay, at least I got the downstairs done. I got the downstairs done. The floors, the walls, the piping, the fucking wiring, everything is brand fucking new. I got a nice fucking rug I just put down, you know. It actually, for the first time in my life, 47 years old, I have an adult bedroom. I have an adult-sized bed. I have a chest of drawers that I have my underwear drawer and sock drawer like a fucking adult. What happens? There's all this lint on the fucking rug. I bring the goddamn vacuum cleaner in there. This is even with the house. This is just technology now. I put the fucking vacuum cleaner on the rug, and it looks like it's picking shit up, and it isn't. What it's actually doing is fucking up the rug and pulling up more lint. And I fucked the whole rug up, and the vacuum cleaner doesn't work. And I was so mad, I yanked the fucking plug out of the wall and then just took the head of the plug and threw it as hard as I could, like it wasn't still attached to the vacuum cleaner. So, of course, it went all the way out, stopped, ricocheted back, and hit me on the inside of the leg. And that was it. I swear to God, if I was standing on top of my house and I had one of those giant military-sized gas cans and a fucking... I still wouldn't have burned it down, but I would have thought... I would have had to have set the can down and slowly fucking backed away from it. That's how fucking pissed I was. I just don't see that. I don't know how I'm ever going to get out in front of this fucking thing, and I'm starting to understand the other people that lived here, where they were just like, you know what, man? If it rains, you ain't getting wet. As far as I understand, this house fucking works. Chimney's fucked up. Sewage pipe fucked up. Gas leak. Slow gas leak. That was fucked up. Foundation was fucked up. The way they put the plumbing in downstairs, they put it into dirt downstairs. You can't even fathom. You know how many episodes of this old fucking cunt of a house you could make with this thing? It's just unbelievable. And I fixed everything first fucking class, which means I'm not going to make it. I'm going to lose. If I were to sell this thing right now, the fucking money that I would lose would be ridiculous. But I'll tell you right now, I would sleep soundly knowing that I did the right thing with this house and the next person will be fine. That's how fucking weird I am. I'd feel good that the next fucking person came in here and didn't have to deal with this shit because on my watch, I fixed it right. You know? Isn't that dumb? It's the exact opposite attitude. You're supposed to have that fucking attitude that you have with all these fucking polo shirt wearing cunts that flip houses and take these beautiful old houses and then they go down to fucking Home Depot and they rip out beautiful wood and beautiful fixtures and they replace it with fucking chromed aluminum. Fucking cunts. You know? Fucking jerk-offs. It's like somebody buys a classic car and then they order all their shit through fucking... You know the magazines. I don't want to trash them, but you know what the fuck they are. You know, and all the parts are made in fucking China. You know? Who we're not even an ally with. How well do you think they're going to be making your fucking side view mirrors? You know what I mean? Do you think you're really getting the good metal? They don't give a fuck. Anyways. Oh, Jesus, where did I go? Do I sound like a guy on Labor Day who's making some ribs and has a nice key lime pie in the refrigerator? I don't think I do. No, I just had the combination of that and not fucking boozing. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. And then I can't even get into the bullshit, but like do you know that there's some termites that have wings? Did you realize that? And they can fly from your neighbor's house onto your fucking house? Did you know that? I didn't know that. Guess how I learned that, everybody? You know, these fucking houses are so goddamn... I love how I'm whispering right now. Like if my neighbor listens to this, you know, the person couldn't hear it. You know? Fucking rotted out fence between our goddamn property. You know what I mean? I want to just one fucking thing after another. What are you going to do, But I own a house. This is what's killing me. For some reason, yesterday, I went to turn on my laptop, and it just won't turn on anymore, which is totally acceptable with laptops. Name one other thing in your life that you pay $800 to $2,000, depending on how far you. And I paid like $2,000 for mine because I was so sick of my laptops crapping out every 2 to 3 fucking years that I was just like, dude, give me the most memory. I want this thing to be the fastest fucking. I want this thing to be like a fucking hot rod. And the guy's like, yeah, don't worry. 2 years later, just an absolute fucking hunk of shit. There's nothing else. That's basically the cost of a flat screen TV nowadays, $800 to $2,000 roughly, depending on what you want to buy. Do you have to buy a new TV every 2 years? You don't. It's fucking unreal. People just accept it. I don't know. Maybe I never test for viruses. Maybe I got a fucking virus. God knows. God knows what the fuck I got. Who the fuck knows? As big a cunt as I am, I'm sure somebody sent me something. Who the fuck knows? So I got to go buy a new one of those damn things. What happened to this podcast, everybody? I was in a great fucking mood, and it just kind of went off the rail. Explain American football rules for me. All right. Love the podcast. I am an Australian who likes sports, and we're hearing a lot about an Australian called Hayne trying out for the 49ers. Isn't he a kicker or something like that? Oh, no, that was a game that I watched. I watched who was it? Oh, Notre Dame. No, Notre Dame had a Korean kicker. The kicker for Texas, I think. Fuck, I watched so much football, I can't remember. But one of them's Australian. I thought it was cool. One of his first punts, he was sort of like running like you do in Australian rules football, and then fucking kicked it a mile. Anyways, love the podcast. I'm an Australian who likes sport, and we're hearing a lot about an Australian called Hayne trying out for the 49ers. Problem is, out here, we know nothing about the rules of your football, not even in the simplest form, except they have to get a touchdown. I've tried to watch ESPN and pick it up, but I'm fucked. But I'm fucked if I get it, and I'm not a fucking idiot. Could you explain the basic rules to us Australians, of who there are many listeners of the Monday Morning Podcast, and if you don't, then go fuck yourself. All right. I will do my best. And you know what? I'm going to take this seriously, and I'm going to go over and get myself a little drink of water here. Take a nice little sippy poo here before I fucking, explain it here. All right. So, here's the deal. All right? How you score points is basically you can either run the ball. Okay, Jesus Christ. I watch this all the time. Let me explain this. All right, so you got the football field. All right? It's 100 yards. A meter's a little bit more than a yard, right? So it's basically 300. What is it? 300 yards? Meters more than a fucking yard. So 1 meter divided by 3. I don't know. It's 100 something fucking meters, right? That's how long it is. And on either side, you have the end zone. All right? And when you get the ball, okay, you're trying to drive all the way down the field. They kick the ball off to you. You get the ball. All right? You run with the ball. They tackle you. Okay? Or you run it all the way. Fuck that. They tackle you. This is really difficult. They tackle you, okay? And then the offense comes out. All right? Now, the team with the ball is on offense. The team without the ball is on defense, okay? Which I'm sure you understand. So now, basically, you have 4 plays, which are called downs, to move the ball 10 yards. If you move the ball 10 yards, you get another 4 plays. 10 yards, you move it 10 yards, that's called getting a first down. Right? You have first down, second down, third down, fourth down. All right? So let's say on the first fucking play, okay, it's 1st and 10. That means it's first down, you got 10 yards to go. You advance the ball 3 yards, it's then 2nd down and 7, meaning 2nd down, 7 yards. So you got 3 plays to move the ball 7 yards. All right? The next play, you get 8 yards. So then that's called you got a first down. You got 3 yards in the first play. You got 8 yards on the second play. That's 11. In 2 plays, you went 11 yards, so you get a first down. Now you start all over again. Say the ball went from the 30 to the 41. Now you're on the 41-yard line. You got to advance it 10 yards, which would bring you to the other team's 49, which sounds fucked up, but the way they do it, this is so confusing even to me. It goes 10-yard line, 20-yard line, 30-yard line, 40-yard line, 50-yard line, then 40, 30, 20, 10, goal line, right? So, whatever. You fucking... I can't believe I can't explain this. If you don't make it 10 yards after 3 fucking plays, okay, now that you made the first down, let's say now you got another 4 plays. They fucking stop you, right? The first play, you go to run the ball. You not only do you not gain any yards, you lose 2 yards. So you went from 1st and 10, now it's 2nd and 12. You got to still move the ball. Now you got to move it 12 yards to get to that 10 yards. The next play, you only get 4 yards. So now it's 3rd down and 8. Then you get 2 yards, whatever. It's 4th and 6. Usually at that point, what ends up happening is the other team kicks the ball away. Because what happens is if on the next play you don't advance it 6 yards to get a first down, the other team takes the ball over where you're at. So you have the option of either going for it on 4th down or kicking the ball away. And usually what they do is they kick the ball away because you'd rather kick the ball like fucking 60 yards than lose it near your own goal line, right? I hope that fucking makes sense. It doesn't even make sense to me. All right, now as far as points, if you run the ball in or if somebody passes it to you and you catch it in the end zone, or if someone passes it to you and you catch it and you run the ball in, you get 6 points. Then afterwards, they got to kick the ball through the uprights. The looks like what you guys have, except it's shaped a little bit different. You kick it through there, you get 1 point after a touchdown. Now, if you get down towards the goal line and you're in a 4th down situation and you don't think you're going to make a first down or you're going to score a touchdown, you have the option of either punting the ball away or trying to kick a field goal. If you kick a field goal, it goes through the uprights, like the way you guys do, that's 3 points. All right? Now, as much as you Aussies are laughing at me right now because I explained it in a confusing way, I want you guys to explain your game back to me. Write it out, and then I'll try and read it. So that's basically it. One team kicks off to the other team. They catch the ball. All right? Then the other, the team that kicks off, they're defending their touchdown. They don't want you to get it down to the end zone. The touchdown, the end zone, same fucking thing. Right? As you move down the field, you got to advance the ball 10 yards within 4 plays. If you don't do that, you either kick the ball away or you turn it over on downs because you went for it on 4th down and they stopped you. That's basically it. And then when you get down there, if you run it in or you catch it and run it in, you get 6 points. Little dink, kick it again, you get 1 point. Or you can try to just kick it without getting a touchdown, and that's 3 points. That's as simple as I could fucking make it. All right? Then other than that, you just got to fucking watch it. Jesus. That's why I sucked in school. Something that I've watched a million hours of I can't even fucking explain. All right, Kermit the Frog's new girlfriend. All right, hey, old Billy Pasty Tits, how are you? I got pasty pecs now, motherfucker. You want to make fun of anything, you make fun of my baby bump. I'm going to be wearing a sports bra as I go down the fucking street. Maybe I'll get a couple of freckles on it. Have you seen this bullshit that these stupid feminists are up in arms about? Apparently, Kermit the Frog, a fictional fucking green puppet, broke up with Miss Piggy, who was a total cunt to him anyways. Oh, yeah, and physically abusive, by the way, and totally controlling. He should have broken up with her back in the 70s. And is now rumored to be dating a thinner, younger-looking pig named Denise. That's hilarious. Now these stupid cunt feminists are outraged, saying that Kermit is the actual pig, and essentially saying he is a douchebag and a shallow prick that couldn't stand to live in the shadow of his more successful girlfriend. Why is everyone getting offended by this bullshit? Billy, can you please explain this shit to me? I would venture to guess that there's no fucking adult that is seriously offended by that. I don't want to drag all feminists down on this one. My wife is a feminist. She doesn't give a shit about that. But, it is the internet, everybody. And what you have to understand is anybody with a glass or two of red wine in them can get on the internet and write something, can just pour out all of their fucking thoughts. And what you really have to do is you just, when you walk around during your day, really experience humanity, okay? As arrogant as that just sounded, that's probably the wrong way to put it. But you know, the other day I went to the grocery store and I'm fucking having this lady like scanning my shit and going to put it in the fucking bag and all that shit. And I have to tell you, dude, when I tell you that she was operating at like fucking 4% brain capacity, I mean, I don't know where the fuck she was mentally, but she wasn't dumb. But she absolutely fucking sucked at her job. I actually called Verzi today. I was like, Verzi, let me ask you a question. Did you ever have a job where you just weren't fucking crushing it? Even if you sucked at it. I mean, just as far as the effort that you put in. And he was laughing. You know, he said, a lot of those people work at the grocery store, you know, they really don't have any other options and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, dude, this wasn't like some bipolar person or anything like that, somebody who had some sort of mental issue. This person was fine. They just completely sucked and lacked fucking motivation. Dude, when I was a busboy and I used to fucking clean the bathrooms and I was working this restaurant, I had to wash the dishes and all that, I fucking crushed it. I hated that fucking job. I hated mopping the fucking black and white goddamn floors and then going into the bathroom, and what a fucking shit show that was. And the woman's room was even worse. I crushed it. Fucking crushed it. Hated it. I didn't want to do that for a living. Didn't want to do that for my life. But still, when I had the job, I fucking killed it. And people, they don't fucking do that. They sit around, and then what ends up happening is they don't give their best effort, and that's like a fucking disease. And then you just you just start not giving your best effort, and that worms into your fucking head, and that's just how you live. And then what happens is the shit that you want to have happen in life doesn't happen because you don't have a good work ethic, because you don't have any fucking pride in what you do. I know this is all old school shit, but this is true. All right? And then what happens is when your shit doesn't come through, these types of people sit around and they bitch, moan, and fucking complain. So I would say that anybody who happens to be a feminist, who's offended that a fucking puppet dumped a fat puppet to get with a skinnier fucking puppet, is probably not happy with the way that they look and is not really doing anything about it. Huh? Are they cutting out sugar and salt? They're not doing that. I bet they had both of those on their fingertips when they typed that horse shit into their fucking laptop that's going to die within 2 fucking years. You know what I mean? So that is so, like, childish, and I refuse to acknowledge that as all feminists. I mean, you shouldn't have said stupid cunt feminists. Well, you did add feminists in quotes. What you should have said is stupid cunts. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why anybody's doing that. And this is the thing, too. When, you know, in defense of that, when guys, you know, I really feel if you're with somebody and they put on a bunch of fucking weight and you dump them, then I don't know that you really loved them to begin with. So you, in the long run, you're still doing them a favor if you fucking leave anyways. And who's kidding? Cool. Kermit and Miss Piggy, you know, it wasn't working from the get-go. And you can tell with Kermit, he's not one of those guys that's going to approach a woman. He just doesn't have it in him. Or maybe he finally grew up and now he's going after what the fuck he wants, right? So probably back in the day, you know, Miss Piggy was just controlling fucking woman, and no strong frog who was raised right was going to deal with that shit. So she got with this weak dude who eventually she ended up resenting, which was probably why she was hitting him, because she probably wanted to see a little bit of fighting him. She didn't. All right? And Kermit had such fucking low self-esteem at the time that he stayed with her. And who's kidding who? You know that Miss Piggy is a fucking monster in the rack. You know she was fucking his brains out. You know? She went to town on that frog. It was the best piece of ass he ever fucking got. And out of fear, he stayed in that fucking relationship. So what is what I say? I say congratulations to Kermit the Frog for finally getting out of that dysfunctional relationship. I hope he's happy with his new girlfriend. I hope Miss Piggy finds true love somewhere in the puppet world. Now, how ridiculous did that just sound that I took that seriously? That's how dumb someone who happens to be a feminist is when they talk about puppets dating one another. You know what I mean? That's like when they used to go off on Barbie dolls. Like, what sort of an image does this fucking blah, blah, blah? I mean, it's like, how weak are you that you let a fucking doll decide how you're going to live your life? I thought that was more damaging to women than the actual fucking doll, that some fucking woman took a doll seriously. You think I could ever measure up to G.I. Joe? Goddamn war hero? He had fucking abs. You know? He had that lean but not overly developed body. Right? Nice strong jaw. His mustache connected to his beard. There was a lot of things to try to fucking live up. I never once looked at fucking G.I. Joe. Do you know my mother wouldn't let me play with G.I. Joe dolls? She goes, they're dolls. They're for girls. You're not playing with that. And I was so mad at her. All my friends had G.I. Joe dolls. And now I think it's the funniest shit ever. Because you know what? In a way, she was right. He had like a shirt you could take off. You dress him and that type of shit. And, you know, maybe that's fine now. But back in the day, you know, as far as what toys were, as far as what was available, you had toy guns, you had football or basketball, and then basically, you know, fucking, I don't know, Candyland, you had board games, and then you had a G.I. Joe doll, and it was a fucking doll. She was right. God damn it, she was right. I don't know if it made me a better person, but she was right. She was definitely right. All right, Disney World wristbands. Hey, Bill. My wife recently booked a family trip to Disney World in October. The kids are psyched. That's awesome. Well, today a package came in the mail. My wife excitedly opened it up, and inside was a package with 4 Fitbit-looking wristbands, one for each of us. Picture attached. Tap to download. Cannot download attachment, of course. She says it acts as our ticket to the park, hotel room, meal plan. I replied with, yeah, and a GPS tracker a survey on what we eat, what we buy, and what rides we like. Exactly. Of course she thinks I'm being paranoid, but come on. It's fucking Disney, for Christ's sake. I don't know if I want to bring it up. Completely refuse to wear it or what? What's your take? Yeah, don't fucking wear it. Don't wear it. Our ticket to the park, hotel room. All right, this is what you do. This is what you do. All right? Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. Wait a minute. When you get into the fucking park, can you then stick that in a bag and then just go rent a locker and leave it in there? That's so fucked up. You know what? I'm going to look this shit up. If that's what goes on at Disneyland, I will never go there again. Ever. That is so fucking annoying. And not to mention, dude, that's just more fucking cancerous radio wave shit being beamed down from satellite right down to your wrist, right past your fucking brain. You are 100% in the right. What the fuck? You know what? Let me download to see what this fucking thing looks like. I got my thing in airplane mode here. Let's see here. What do we got here? Hey, what do we got here? You know, I got to download. You are 100. Look at this shit. And then the second I do it, then all these fucking text messages come in and I can't hit the fucking app that I want to. I hate these fucking things. I absolutely fucking can't stand them. How do they make your life easier? Explain to me. How the fuck do they make your life easier? Oh, and look what happened. I don't know how. I have no idea how, but where the fuck did all the emails go? They just fucking disappeared. How does that happen? The thing that I just had open just fucking disappeared. It no longer exists in my email. All right, now you know what I got to do? I got to go up here and look. How the fuck does this happen? Any tech nerds know what just happened? I was reading an email. I had it open, and then I fucking still had it open, and then I turned off the airplane vibe. I fucking hate these things. All right. Disneyland GPS wristband. Period. It wrote period. GPS. Disney's magic bands track you like the NSA. Well, let's look at these things. All right. Let's look at these things here. Oh, it's funny. You can't even find a picture of them. Yeah, dude. I mean, obviously, it's the... Wait a minute. Disney is tracking visitors with these wireless wristbands. I might have to talk about this on Thursday. I got to read up on this. What the fuck? Disney is tracking visitors with wireless wristbands called Magic Band. Oh, that sounds like so much fun. Magic Band. Okay, it won't be called Magic Band if it does not work like magic for Disney. The Magic Band is linked to the visitor's credit cards.
Hey, this is Joe from the Cell Phone Geek.
Hey, I didn't want to talk to you, you cunt. Get the fuck out of here. The Magic Band is linked to the visitor's credit card, which also will work as your room key, parking, entry ticket, and other identification amenities. In fact, it allows you to pay for your hot dog from the stands. The technology behind it is RFID, which is commonly used by many wireless devices such as toll road collection services, similar public transit. The biggest concern is not how to use and activate the wristband itself. The worry is on the privacy of the user. Disney is collecting your information at Breeze, including your personal information, ages, purchasing patterns, riding time, and location. In fact, those mascots in the theme park will know your name and are told to greet you that way. So do not be surprised if Mickey or Minnie will call your daughter on her birthday. What? The next concern is how safe Disney will keep this valuable information. Will Disney begin to expand your habits into its video/DVD distribution, event shows, and TV advertising schedules? Disney also has a dedicated website for this purpose called My Disney Experience. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. And you know why that's going to work? I go right back to that lady that was fucking scanning my food at the grocery store whose brain was operating on 4%. You know what I mean? No one's going to fight this. They'll be like, I liked it. It was easy. Who cares if they know what ride I was on? Right? It's people with the Calabasas brain. Yeah, it's fucking horrific. It's fucking horrific, and I guarantee you by the time I'm in my 80s, they're going to be microchipping babies right out of the fucking womb. And my generation will be dying off, and no matter, we'll just sound like crazy old people, and that's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be. Same way the NFL doesn't give a fuck about broads, Disney doesn't give a shit about your kids, other than they just want to get fucking money out of you. And it'd be nice if there was a little pushback. The only pushback I've ever really seen that worked, and it only worked temporarily, was when I lived in New York City and they had those stupid fucking video screens in the cabs, and everybody said, we hate them, they make us car sick, and people stabbed them and all that shit. And they went away. And then about 3-4 years later, they came back and they were even bigger, and then they were here to stay. And then all the lazy cunts were, oh, I like playing with my debit card, my credit card. It's so much easier than having cash just given away all their fucking privacy. They're mouth-breathing morons, and there's a sea of them. So unless you want to live in the woods, that's basically how it is. But, yeah, I guess I'm never going there again. All right. I'll read up on that a little bit more. That's it. That's the podcast for this week. Happy Labor Day. Go fuck yourselves. I'll talk to you on Thursday. Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Thursday afternoon, Monday morning podcast just before Friday, and I am just checking in on you. Just checking in on you. How you guys doing? Are you having a good day? Oh, boy, I'm having a great day. Woo! Vindication, baby. Fuck. Finally, shutting all you sports bar cunts right the fuck up. In the back of your dumb fucking heads, you knew this was you knew. You knew he was innocent, you cunt. Not even innocent. I'm just saying, the whole fucking thing was so fucking stupid. You know what pisses me off? Obviously, I'm talking about the Tom Brady decision here, which doesn't even say that he's innocent of all the fucking Deflategate shit, which pisses me off. It just says that the commissioner didn't execute Article 46 in a proper manner that the court deemed inexcusable. Whatever. I guess Article 46 has to do with what the steps the commissioner is supposed to take when he fucking goes to suspend a player, evidently. I guess. I don't fucking know. So basically, they didn't have a fucking case, and he tried to fucking rubber stamp his way through it. I can't believe it, man. I thought the court was going to go inside with the fucking arbitrator. I really did. But fortunately, they didn't, and I don't know. I mean, as happy as I am that it's over, it was a huge distraction to the team, and it was a big fucking waste of time. And I actually saw on Twitter another Boston guy, Donnie Wahlberg, goes, okay, now what about all those draft picks we lost? Which is a great fucking point that I didn't see anybody else bring up. Everybody's sitting there skipping down the street because Brady's going to be playing, but we still got fucked out of all those draft picks. Dude, how successful are the Patriots that they are getting fucked with to this goddamn level? How much of a bunch of fucking babies is everybody in the, not everybody, but the higher-ups in the Colts organization? Grow a fucking dick. You lost a game. To fucking drag it through this whole thing, they literally turned it into fucking an episode of Falcon Crest or Dynasty. I'll go with Dynasty. I never watched either one of those shows, but it always seemed like somebody was getting thrown in a pool, right? Their dress and makeup on. Whatever. I got to be honest with you. I don't even give a shit. To be honest with you, I don't even give a fuck. Once I saw that he got 4 games and then the 5th game when he was coming back, they were going to be playing against the Colts. It was just like, is this like a fucking soap opera? I don't know. I got that same queasy feeling when I used to watch when I was watching the NBA in the 2000s, and I would sit there telling my friends, going, this game is fucking fixed. And then that got to the point of saying the NBA is fixed. And of course it was, you got your tin hat on, you're a conspiracy theorist. Then what do? They find a fucking mobbed up ref who's throwing fucking games. And then I go, well, there you go. I'm vindicated, right? And everybody's like, well, it was just one guy. Oh, yeah, it was just one guy. It's always just one guy. That fucking guy, Oswald, right? It's always just one fucking guy. Oliver North. It's just one, Ollie North. He put the whole fucking thing together. It's always just one guy. Let me tell you something. If you're ever involved in something and you don't feel like you're getting all the information from your other fucking criminals, just know that you're going to be the guy. If shit goes down, you're the guy going to be left holding the fucking bag. They always have that. Any smart criminal fucking organization always has the guy who's going to be left holding the bag just in case. Just in case the shit hits the fan, who's our bad guy? Ollie North. Fuck, I almost said Oliver Stone. Fucking, what's his face there? Old shot in the gut. Lee Harvey Oswald. And whatever. I can't remember what my fucking point was. Why would you listen to this shit? I don't give a fuck. I got to be honest with you. I thought that I stopped giving a shit, I think like 3 months ago when I found out he was appealing it and then he had to appeal it to the guy who fucking suspended him. I'm like, gee, do you think he's going to win this one? And once they gave him a 4-game suspension, I was just like, all right, whatever. I was the guy going, hey, he shouldn't appeal it. Just take the suspension, become a fucking martyr, rest up your 38-year-old bones, and come back in Game 5. And I also thought there was no fucking way that he was going to win it, because I read something where they said that they usually side with the decision made by the arbitrator. So I'm happy that it happened, but I also don't really give a shit. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? The whole league's become a fucking joke. They got a female ref. They got a female coach. Why? Because they give a fuck about women? No, because they're doing damage control. We all know the biggest lady out there is Jim Irsay. Jesus Christ. He's fucking hiding his face right now behind a little parasol. He fucking runs into his office, twirling the thing, crying. It isn't fair. We wanted to go to the Super Bowl, and the Patriots beat us. They cheated. The balls were lighter. We'll go win them. Fuck you. Fucking baby. Fucking unbelievable. I have been holding my tongue so bad. Let's not talk about Jim Irsay. Let's just go fucking random here.
All right, for all you Patriot haters out there, let's just say your next-door neighbor was a drug addict, okay, who had a dead mistress, and for some reason he thought your fence was too much on his side of the property, even though you had a fucking goddamn whatever. Yeah, it's whatever. It's like you put a coat of paint on it, and that extra coat of paint, because you didn't strip it down to the wood, you put that extra coat of paint on it, and that just started to creep into the other guy's property. Let's just say that your next door neighbor who's a drug addict and has a dead mistress hires a guy who isn't a doctor but says he is one to build a case against you. And let's just say for some fucking reason it's upheld and you stand to lose $2 million. Would any of that make any fucking sense to you? And furthermore, when you appealed it and then the entire thing got reversed, wouldn't you just be like, well, yeah. That's kind of what it took the NFL 7 months to do, I feel. Unfucking believable. Unfucking believable. Now, having said that, I think it's going to be a hell of a year in the AFC East. I think I'm loving Rex Ryan coming back with the Bills, and he has a defense. I think all the people that think that he's learned something from talking shit are dopes. Rex Ryan has not learned anything. Rex Ryan is Rex Ryan. All right? And he's always going to be Rex Ryan unless he loses his defense. Then he slumps his shoulders and tries to act like he's a class act. He isn't. I'm not saying he doesn't have class, but he's not a quiet guy. He's that guy fucking talking with his mouth full with spaghetti sauce on the front of his shirt. That's just who he is. And you know what? You need that fucking guy. You don't want to look at him when he's eating. But other than that, he's a fun guy to have around. So I'm predicting right now, without even looking at the schedule, without even knowing a fucking thing, I'm going to say that we split with the Bills. And when the Bills win, probably win the first one or whatever, I predict that Rex Ryan is going to talk not all kinds of shit. He will make some sort of comment, and you will see that manic look on his face. He'll probably say something dumb about winning the Super Bowl or some stupid shit like that. And as always, Bill Belichick will be looked at as a dud, as a guy who's socially inept and all that type of shit. I love when people buy into the fucking press whining about that. Fucking Belichick is a hot shit. He's just smart enough not to talk to those fucking cunts in the press. He knows everything that he says they're going to twist around, and it's just going to be used as what do they call it? Fucking bulletin board material. Bill Belichick said this about you guys. He doesn't respect you. That's why every fucking week, I don't give a shit if he was going to play a bunch of stand-up comedians, full pads, he still would be like, well, any given Sunday, anybody can win. And, the second they leave, he fucking breaks out a stogie and a scotch, right? Starts telling stories. What's funny? I had no idea that the decision even got reversed about Tom Brady. I thought it was going to happen on Friday, so I wasn't even paying attention. And then I got a bunch of text messages. Congratulations. I'm like, about what? People are like, what, do you live under a fucking rock? It's like, no, I just haven't put on the TV today. Sorry. Whatever. I think it's going to be a great football season. I'm happy that Brady's back. I know that the lawsuit's going to continue and all that type of shit, and Goodell's going to, appeal it. There's a lot of fucking big egos going on here. Who's kidding who? But I'm glad it's over. And Colts fans, I want you to know I'm not shitting on you. Okay? I'm not shitting on you guys. And I'm not shitting on your players. I'm just shitting on Jim Irsay. Okay? And I don't think that we're any better than that guy is. I'm just sick of the fucking accusations only going one way. You know what I mean? We've only came at you one time for pumping crowd noise in. That was it. We didn't say shit about all the other stuff that I've said 9,000 times on it. So having said all that,
I don't think the AFC East is going to be a cakewalk. I think the Bills are going to be really fucking good. I think Rex Ryan is great when he's got a great defense and he has a fucking, somebody, a quarterback that can just manage the game. He's shown before, he did that with the Jets, and they beat us in the playoffs at home, kicked our fucking asses. So I'm going to pull a Belichick here.
Not taking anybody lightly in the AFC East.
Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, August 31st, 2015. August 31st, as far as I know, it's the last day of fucking summer. Maybe it isn't. Maybe some of you consider Labor Day. Maybe some of you are those traditionalists where you can't wear white after Labor Day. Well, tell it to that whore that was on that thing last night that fucking doesn't show videos anymore. I am, of course, talking about the MTV Music Awards, which I got to be honest with you, I didn't even know that they were on. I had no idea. My wife knew, and she put them on. And I remember one point they were in the background. They were showing the old MTV logo, and it was changing all colors and stuff. And I always get sad when I see it. Like, what happened? What happened in that? Where the fuck did they get off? And I know I'm the 1,000,000th person to say this, but where the fuck did they get off? Why do they have a video music awards when they don't show any music videos? You know what I mean? Do I have I don't know. Do I host a fucking show about not being a cunt? That would be just as hypocritical, right? By the way, could that chick be trying any fucking harder? Good Lord. We get it. Those dumbass outfits. Every fucking outfit looking like you're going to go fuck Captain Kirk. This so... Go back and look at some of the truly shocking shit that people did way back. I thought, who fucking freaked me out a long time ago was Marilyn Manson. The first time that guy came out, he sang The Beautiful People, and I don't know what the fuck he was wearing. It was something, I think it was that thing that women wore back in the day when they try to make their waists really small. Is that a corset? He had that and like his fucking awful ass hanging out. And he had like these contact lenses that made him look like a husky. I was just like, what the fuck is that? Running around out there like jailbait with your fucking tongue hanging out and now you're legal. And I was in the other room, right? And, my wife has some family in town. So she and some of the ladies were in there watching it. And so the fucking Captain Kirk's one night stand there. What the fuck is her name? I want to keep saying Lady Gaga. I know it's not that. It's not Taylor Swift. That's 2 out of 3, though. Miley Cyrus. So she's in there singing this fucking song over and over again about how she doesn't give a fuck. And I felt bad for her. You know what I mean? Because, with the music game, it's like you're popular for a while and then it just fucking starts to go down. And then maybe you get one more hit, and then you're fucking finished. And then for the rest of your life, you got to sing those songs. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Why do you think Billy Joel drinks so much? He's got to sing the same fucking 20 songs for 40 years. I mean, the fact that man is still standing is a testament to his inner strength. If I had to do the same fucking jokes for 20 years... 40 years. You're going back to fucking... I didn't even want to do jokes I did fucking 4 years ago. There's no way. These poor people. And this poor woman, Miley Cyrus, is going to have to sing about how she doesn't give a fuck when she's in her 50s and 60s. You know what I mean? And she's painted herself into a corner wearing those Star Trek outfits. No, she hasn't. If I was her manager, I'd say, listen, at some point, you got to put your tongue away and put some goddamn clothes on, or I'm going to leave right around when you're about 32, 33, because I'm not going to watch this fucking train wreck. Like, what's her face? Madonna. I mean, Madonna's pushing 60, and she still has to go out there in fishnets, rubbering a clam, because that's what got her there. You know what I mean? I mean, she should be, I mean, she's a mom. Somebody's mom. She has, like, grown-up kids. She's still trying to hide behind that. Well, I'm trying to break down the boundaries of what you picture when you picture a 58-year-old woman. Yeah, you're really not. It's just like growing up and having a little bit of class and admitting that, you know, those days are behind you and enjoying your kids, right? That's what I would think. You run around. Wait a minute. I mean, an old rock star is still running around grabbing their dicks. I know, God knows Billy Idol is. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on this one. I have no idea, but you really got to. I would think if I was a musician, which I'm clearly not, in the back of my head, as much as I had to be present and who the fuck I was when I was writing songs, there would be something that's going like, hey, you know, if this is a giant hit, I'm going to have to sing this in a casino when I'm 60. You know what I mean? She's going to be 60 years old going, yeah, smoke weed. I don't give a fuck, right? Fucking jelly rolls hanging out of that fucking outfit. I don't know. The fuck do I know? All you got to do, maybe just give it a funny intro. All right, this next song I wrote when I was 21. Within the first half of line of lyrics, you're going to realize it. Forgive me as I roll my eyes when I sing this fucking thing. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. That's going to come back to haunt you. I worry about that, you know, about ever becoming a fucking parent, you know, is some of the bits that I've done coming back and blowing back in my face. You know what I mean? I just hey, you know, I was an idiot and kind of still am, but legally you have to do what I say within reason. Sorry. Would you like some Fruit Loops? I don't know how you do it. You know what it is? I don't give a shit about any of those things, those fucking video awards. You know what it really is? I just wish that MTV still played music so I could stay up on it rather than just knowing who like the 5 pop stars are. You know what I mean? Like, how many times are they going to keep going back to Taylor Swift and Kanye West? That's just like, is there anybody new? Kanye West, Taylor Swift, Miley Cyrus, fucking that chick there with the booty. The fuck is her name? She's always arguing with people on Twitter. I just had it. Nicki Minaj. Those same 4 people have been on every that same award show for like 10 years at this point. I see that show like once every 3 fucking years. It's the same goddamn people. Even Justin Timberlake went home at some point. Like, guys, they don't show videos anymore. It's fucking over. Right? I don't know. What the fuck do I know? Anyways, this is the Monday Morning Podcast. I'm running my yap here. Plowing ahead here. I saw a really annoying ad on the side of a bus today as I was ending my bike ride. It was this thing on the side of a bus about wearing condoms. And it was 2 guys and then a woman in the middle. And she was both telling them to have some willpower and use a condom. And once again, with all the bitching out there about all the sexist fucking shit out there. I guess maybe that's sexist because, like, what? You were going to have a threesome with these 2 guys? So maybe I guess women could bitch on that level. But as a guy, I'm sitting there looking at it, thinking about all the women that I got with. Like, how many times, right? The moment of truth, and you go to reach for the condom. Have you been with a woman who would go, oh, God, I hate condoms? Would just sort of whisper that, and literally you'd feel like that fucking in your fucking stomach and your heart at the same time. Like, yeah, I think I'm putting on 2. Think I'm putting on 2 over there. Unless, of course, you were drunk. You'd be like, yeah, I hate them too. I have no idea where it just cut out. I moved my fucking... God damn it. I moved my computer. Fortunately, I only talked for a couple of seconds there. I was talking about that condom ad. I don't know where the fuck I left you at here. I was just thinking, how funny would it be if they actually, how long would that ad last if they put a woman there and in that ad and the guy's reaching for the condom and the woman said, oh, God, I hate condoms. You could never have it. They would be flipping the fuck out. Oh, by the way, I watched a little bit of the, Christ, who the hell was playing? The Raiders. What a fucking uniform, by the way. I'm saying right now, that's the best uniform in sports. Best uniform, silver and black. Come on, man. You can't fuck with that. I swear to God, now that Al Davis is gone, if any douche comes along and fucks with that emblem or those colors, I felt bad for Raider fans as they were holding those signs up once again, stay in Oakland. You know what I mean? Why do they put those fans through that shit? You know what I mean? Fucking babies, man. You started in Oakland. They love you. Why don't you pony up and fucking give a little bit of money towards your own fucking stadium, you asshole, instead of holding your fan base hostage like that? So ridiculous what the fuck they put those fans through, Anyways, every 20 years. Yeah, we're going to leave. Go fuck yourselves. So I'm watching it. They're playing the Cardinals, and they were showing the first female coach, then the first female referee, and then, I'm watching Fox, and they had ladies' night where they had the women all, anchors and all that type of stuff. And now that women are, and then, they're down on the fucking field, bugging the coaches as they're running into the locker room. I'm going to say, just as a male football fan, now that you guys have completely infiltrated the fucking league, you're basically at all levels. I know you're still going to, well, we're not an owner, or whatever. You're going to keep complaining all the way up to the top. Can you do me a favor? Just do me this favor. Can you not ruin it? Can you do that? Can you not ruin it the way you fucking you've ruined every guys only thing, whether it was sexist or not? You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck that you're in the league. I don't give a fuck that you're coaching, that you're reffing. I don't give a fuck if you own a fucking team. I don't give a fuck. Just don't ruin it. Okay? Fucking learn how to roll with the joke. Learn how to just be learn how to be fucking cool. Just fucking do that. That's all I ask. Don't fucking ruin it. Okay? Every 10 fucking seconds complaining. You know what I mean? About how your feelings got hurt. All right? Just fucking learn how to laugh at yourself and be one of the guys. And I mean that figuratively. I don't mean that like in any sexist fucking way. Just don't fucking ruin it. Oh, Jesus. What are the fucking odds? What are the odds that they're not going to ruin it? You know what I mean? And turn it into... I swear to God, my biggest fear is within 10 years, the combination of all the women that they're now going to add into the league, which they're not doing because they like women. They're doing it because of the Ray Rice thing. They got to turn it around. That's how bad. Roger Goodell fucked up so bad with that Ray Rice thing. Only suspending that guy for 4 fucking games out of the gate when he knocked his fiancée out and dragged her down the hall like a fucking caveman. He fucked that thing up so goddamn bad. Do you realize that within one football season, he fucking suspends Tom Brady for 4 games for absolutely nothing, and there's the first female head coach. Coach. Oh, he fucked that thing up so bad that this is the way he had to overcompensate so he could keep his $40 million a year job. So anyways, yeah. Just don't be just please, for the love of God. You know that broad that makes everything about herself? Don't be that fucking person, all right? Just please don't fucking do that. My biggest fear is that within 10 fucking years, with all this, talk about concussions and all that, and all the women that they're going to now, the floodgates are open, they're going to add into the league. My biggest fear is that, within 10 years, they're going to be playing 2-hand touch or flag football, and it's just going to be over. It's just going to be over. You know what I mean? I don't know. Just don't ruin it. Can you not do that? I like even like out here, like in some like. I remember a long time ago, like in the writers' room of this one show, right? They were on like the fucking 8th season, and they're sitting around trying to come up with storylines for characters that they've written for well over 100 episodes. At that point, you're out of ideas. That's usually when you have a character get married, they have a baby, the cousin comes to town like Oliver. They had, I mean, the Brady Bunch, they did so many episodes. They had like 9 characters on that show. 3 boys, 3 girls, mom and dad, and Alice. And then Alice had to get a boyfriend, and it just kept going and going and going. They became a music group. They went to Hawaii. They went to the Grand Canyon. And when they were finally out of fucking ideas, this fucking kid, Oliver, the 7th kid, the 10th character shows up. Who the fuck was he? They did one whole episode that was about an entirely different family that adopted a white kid, a black kid, and an Asian kid. Like, they were just out of fucking ideas. So anyways, this show that I'm not going to name, they're in the writer's room. They're 8, 9 seasons in, and they're at that point where they got to go to Hawaii or they got to go to the Grand Canyon or add Oliver. So they're sitting around trying to come up with new storylines. So one of the writers, as a joke, suggests that one of the characters rapes the other character and blah, 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 which is totally over the top and fucking absurd. And there was a woman in the writer's room and she fucking sued. You know what I mean? Like, he's making light of... Is he really? Jesus, you're really going to sit there and take that literally in a comedy writing room? That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. That's my big fear, is that's going to happen. It's like, no, any sort of ball breaking will have to be done with it. Like, I'm just picturing guys in the locker room having to look over their shoulder before they make some stupid fucking joke. You know? Just imagine Ken Stabler whispering a joke in a locker room. Can you even picture that? That's what I'm worried about. It's going to ruin it. It's going to definitely have an impact. In a good way, but also a negative way. I just don't understand, like, and I'm truly asking this. I'm not saying this as like, maybe you guys think I'm a fucking pig here. I'm just asking, is there anything guys can just have that can just be guys only that won't be considered like some sort of Illuminati sexist fucking thing that's holding women down? Is there a place where guys can just hang out and not have to look over their shoulder and worry about offending somebody? You know what I mean? Where is our brunch? That's what's going to end up happening. Guys are going to have to start going to brunch. You know? And then what's going to happen is if they have a guys-only brunch, it's going to annoy women on some level, and eventually they're going to have to go there just because we say that they can't. It's fucking unreal. They have all women gyms. I don't give a fuck. I don't try to show up there in my Speedos going, oh, I should be able to use an elliptical in here too. You know? I mean, I don't know. And I'm also saying this too as a worker bee. I don't run any company, by the way. Before you get all Jesus Christ. What are you going to do? Anyways, let's plow ahead here. Ladies, just don't fucking ruin it, okay? Please don't do that. Like you ruined titty bars. I used to do a bit about that. You know, women just started going to titty bars, and then they would look over at you and be like, this isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And I was like, yeah, because you're here. Leave, and it'll get fucking crazy again. Everybody's on their best behavior because mom's here. Donald Trump. All right, Bill. People are getting seriously worried about Trump. I see very liberal friends of mine making posts yearning people to not mention his name because it'll just perpetuate what they believe would be the downfall of the country. I get that he's a bit out there, but even if he did get elected, how bad could it be? I'm sure some of your listeners are like my paranoid friends. Should they be worried? Should they be worried that an absolute dope would be in the White House? How did you like George W. Bush? How did you like that guy? Did you enjoy when he was in the office? When you had a guy who couldn't get through a sentence without stuttering? I mean, he sounded like me. That was a bit I used to do. I used to say I like George W. Bush. You know why? He makes me feel like I could be president too. That's literally what I felt like. I was like, I went to summer school with this guy. Like, the president shouldn't give a guy like me hope. You know what I mean? That's all that I'm saying. And I have to be honest with you. The simplistic way that this guy talks about major things, like just bombing people in the Middle East, and the way he talks about Mexicans and stuff like that, there's something about him that he's very cartoonish, so I think it's very easy to think that that he isn't like a bad thing. But that thing there where he told that guy from the Latino guy who's a citizen of the country, and when they're escorting him out, that fucking white guy goes, "Get out of my country." What kind of an adult says that? Get out of my country? Like it's his sandbox? I mean, it's not necessarily Trump. It's the kind of people that gravitate towards that guy. And as much as I've loved his honesty, let's forget about all the racist shit the guy has said. Even if he wasn't racist, like, he doesn't have the intellect for that job. You know what I mean? I mean, you're talking about, the guy fucking, he hosts a reality show. As much as he runs around talking about this empire he has, I don't buy it. It's like, if he truly had all the money he had and truly had all the success he had, would he really have time to decide if fucking Sheena Easton or Lindsay Davenport is going to make us better CEO for this company that doesn't even fucking exist? You know what I mean? The one thing I will say is I've loved his honesty and that he sticks to what the fuck he's going to say. And I hope it encourages more politicians to be honest. But at the end of the day, you have to have somebody in there that has the pedigree. I mean, come on, dude. Like, look at it, Donald Trump, dude. Okay, just imagine him. He's somebody in the NFL draft as a quarterback. All right? Can this guy make all the throws? How's his footwork? Is he patting the ball? If his number one receiver is covered, is he really going to have the calmness in his head when he's standing in the pocket and it's closing in to check down to receivers 2, 3, and 4? I don't think he is. I don't think he's presidential material. But the fact that the kinds of people that he's stirring up, like racists, people who say, "Get out of my country," he's kind of making Pat Buchanan look like John Denver. So I don't think you're. I think you're underreacting as much as your friends are overreacting. I don't think any one person has the ability to be the downfall of the country. Obviously, he doesn't have that level of power. And I actually think if he did get elected, that both Republicans and Democrats would resent him, and I don't think that they would work with him the same way if somebody from one of the third parties got elected. They just wouldn't work with them because it would be great for their own argument that if you elect a guy from this party or if you elect a guy like this, see, he can't get anything done. And they would act like a bunch of babies, Republicans and Democrats, because it's really not about doing what's right for American people. It's about winning. That's all they give a fuck about. It's the same way why I won't watch a debate on CNN or Fox or any of those shows. Even like Bill Maher's show, Real Time, which is kind of outside of that shit. So much of watching that, when you listen to people argue, they're not listening to the other person. They're thinking about their next point, and they just want to win. And I don't know. I find all of that shit it gives me a headache. You know, it's kind of like I don't know. Like my fucking wife watches those goddamn reality shows all the time. You know, come home and it's just like 10 women screaming at each other, right? And then it's bad enough she watches that show. Then she watches the show with that dude there, whatever his fucking name is, and then it's like they do the recap of the series, and then that fucking guy, he just brings up all the bad shit that they said about each other and stirs them up all over again. And And it's like, why the fuck would I want to sit here and listen to 10 women screaming at each other? For the life of me, I'll never understand why my wife watches that shit, you know? Of all the shit out there that, making women look bad, like those fucking shows where they're just walking around with their fucking horseshoes, like they're going down to the club and they're still 21 trying to get a boyfriend and they're in their 50s. It's like, when are you going to grow up? Get yourself some flats. Give your toes a break for the last 30 years of your life, you know? So, oh God, the blandness of some of this shit that I'm eating. You know what my 4 o'clock meal is? I make turkey patties. You know, if I treat myself and I got enough fucking charcoal, I'll throw them on my little hibachi, right? And I don't know if people around the country call them hibachi. It's just like a little grill. I remember I said hibachi the first time I moved out to L.A. The first time I was out here in the late 90s, people were like, oh, what is that? What is that? You know, they do that thing. You ever see that sketch on fucking SNL? The Californians, where they'd say a word and they wouldn't close their mouth until the end of it. Like, we live in Calabasas. There is something about people that live out in Calabasas and in that fucking area. I had to go to the doctor the other day. You know, I'm an old man getting a checkup or whatever. So this lady fucking brings me into this room and starts doing something to my leg. I got like this little varicose vein I'm trying to get rid of. She's hitting it with this fucking laser thing. And I found out it's because I got like low blood pressure. So my heart shoots it down to my feet, but then it doesn't come back up my legs the way it should. They tell me I got to wear compression socks and shit. I'm fucking looking at them like I'm that fucking old. You know, when you fly on planes, wear some compression socks. So anyways, this person, she takes me into the fucking room, right? And I go, I was going like, what the hell? I had my bag with me. And there was a chair, you know, the fucking classic, you know, chair that has the wheels on it that the fucking practitioner always sits in. So it's all the way in the corner. And if I set my bag down with my sneakers, the bag and the sneakers are now in the way of the chair. So I say to the person, I'm like, do you need that chair? And she's like, nah. So I set the shit down, and then I sit down. She's like, oh, wait, I do need it. And she just starts dragging it across the floor. My sneakers are underneath it, like beginning to turn over and over and over, like rolling along with it. And I'm just looking at it. I just like fucking pick the chair up and give it to her. And then I joked. I'm like, are you better with the laser than you are with the chair? She's like, I'm like, what? Are you saying I know I'm sorry? It's really weird. I'm not saying she was dumb. They just did that accent. The doctor's going to what? See me downstairs in the other what? Room? Yeah. All right. I've been having a lot of that this week. I was fucking sitting at home, right? And I've been dying to make a fucking key lime pie. I love key lime pie, and key limes are in season. So I learned from last year that you can't go to fucking snooty white people grocery stores because for whatever reason, they got something against key limes. You come in, you're like, do you guys have key limes? They're like, key lime pie? No, key limes. Like the pie? No, like the fucking limes. I don't understand why you're yelling. All they have is the pie. They won't fucking sell them. But if you go to a grocery store where enough, I don't know if it's Asian or Latino people. I don't know what it is. Out here, if you go to John's, Jons, they have them. If you go to like Trader Joe's or fucking Whole Food, they don't have them. You mean like the pie? No, the fucking lime. So anyway, so I went down, I got those fucking things, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to try to make one of these things. As I'm sitting here dieting, what the fuck? What am I going to do? Fucking eat turkey patties and celery for the rest of my life? I have been since the 4th of July. So
I'm still dropping weight. I got to see this thing through. I got to see it fucking through because I'm finally. It took me whatever I'm into right now, 8 weeks. It took me 8 weeks just to have hope that I could actually have a decent fucking torso again. It was fun. Oh, I'll tell you, it was rough, you know? I'm telling you, man, a button-down shirt is a middle-aged man's friend. Okay? And if you need a Snuggie, you just put on a fucking sport coat. And all of a sudden, magically, you're in shape. And then, like I said, then one day you got to go to the company picnic, and all of a sudden it's T-shirt time. Remember that from the fucking Italian show there on the beach in Jersey? It's T-shirt time. And you fucking show up, you know, with fucking love handles the size of a fucking loaf of bread. So anyways, I've been having a lot of that miscommunication shit going on this week, right? So I know I was going to tell you the key lime story. So I go down to John's, Jons, not apostrophe, not possessive, John's. I go down there. That wouldn't be Wands, would it? That'd be Juans. It's John's, whatever. So I go down there, and I'm all excited. They got these fucking things. And they got them in spades. Big fucking pile of them. And so I go down, and, you know, I got like a pound of them or whatever. Got a little more than a pound, just in case I didn't have enough juice or whatever. So I'm all excited. I'm going to make this fucking pie, right? So I'm standing in line. Now I'm that douche who's just in a great mood talking to strangers. So I'm standing there waiting to pay, and I see this lady, and I'm all excited because I'm going to make the pie, and she had this really weird-looking bread, but it looked delicious. So I just say to her, I'm like, oh, what is that? Is that bread? You got bread there? And she just looks at me, and she goes, what? And I realized she barely spoke English, and then I just said, I remember what I said. I said, what kind of bread is that? Oh, it's delicious. And she just goes, what? And then I totally just switched, and I was like, is that bread? And she just goes, yes. I just turned around away from her and did that thing where you're laughing and trying not to move your head. The whole conversation just went south. What do I want to talk about? Oh, by the way, I actually reached out to the nerds on Twitter, seeing if there was any way I saw all of a sudden I have this iWatch app. Like, I had a really bad week with my iPhone. All of a sudden it was just wigging out on me. And I ended up, you know, I couldn't get messages. I had to keep shutting them down. I couldn't read my messages. I couldn't close apps. All this stuff, the whole thing was going haywire. And I was thinking, like, did I fucking spill water on this thing? What's going on? And then somebody over at F is for Family is like, well, have you downloaded the new operating system? I'm like, I never do that. It just fills up your phone. That's how I was able to keep the iPhone 4S for fucking ever. Right? I was able to keep it forever because I never downloaded any of the new shit. The phone was more than good enough when it was just the 3. I have no fun. I would still use a rotary phone with a phone cord. I don't give a fuck. These goddamn iPhone, they're like it's like I'm in Star Trek. I don't need the new one. So inadvertently, by not needing it and not wanting it, I was able to keep these phones for fucking years until they finally just died. But now these fucking Apple cunts, I guess they figured it out. Probably because idiots like me running their yap about it on podcasts. Their new operating system, now you like have to download it as far as, and maybe I'm wrong. I'm reaching out to the nerds here. All right? Is that what's going on here now? Like they're forcing you to download their new thing so you fill it up so when the iPhone fucking 6S or fucking 7 comes out, I have to go get it? Because if that's the case, I'm out. Because now I downloaded it. Now I have the iWatch app. I don't have an iWatch. And you know what? Nobody has a fucking iWatch. Have you seen anybody? That thing fucking bombed. And I love it. I love it, but, you know, I probably for the environment, it's probably not a good fucking thing because they'll just dump them in the ocean. You know what I mean? Or they'll feed them to cows and then they'll sell them to farmers and they'll feed them to cows and then they'll be in your burgers or some shit. Who the fuck knows? But it is, because I've always been that guy like, dude, we got enough technology. We're fine. We're good. It's too good. It's too much. It's too much shit. We were good right around 95, 94, 95 was fine. You know what I mean? Fine.
Everything's fine. Enough with the new shit. Because then you got to throw out the old shit. It ends up in the ocean. Enough. Or upgrade my fucking phone. Why do I got to go get a new one? And then trade that fucking... I hate it. And I also don't like how they're gradually forcing me where I don't have a choice on what the fuck is on my phone. Because eventually they're going to force you to use iCloud, which is so fucking intrusive that these cunts want to see my pictures and my fucking music. And all you fucking dopes out there who are just like, what, do you really think they're taking the time to look at your fucking picture? I can't even speak here. All of that shit that I said about going into CVS and they're fucking doing those little save scan card. By the way, I was 100% right about that. They were taking information from you. Now they try to scan your fucking driver's license. Just say no to those people. I went to the doctor's office. They go, stand over here. I'm like, what are you doing? They go, well, we're going to take a picture of you. I go, for what? They go, just your files so we can put a face to this. It's like, will you get the fuck away from me, you creep? And I was like, no, I don't want you to do that. They're like, you don't want us to do that? I'm like, yes, I don't want you to do that. And then they go, oh, okay. They try to make it seem like you have to do it. You know what I mean? I got a fucking varicose vein. You're going to see my fucking face, you douche. You got my fucking driver's license. And you got my credit card. What's wrong with you guys? Everybody's trying to do that because it's a new way to make money. Is what they do is they get personal information about you beyond what you're there for and beyond really, in reality, what they need. And then they stockpile it and then they sell it to other people. And they make money off of your information. And I believe that you should have to ask for that person's consent. And then once they give consent, that person should get a cut, a percentage of the selling of their own personal information. Shouldn't they? Am I nuts? Like, if there's money to be made knowing about what kind of fucking Fruit Loops or Special K I'm eating, why shouldn't I get a cut? It's my information. I mean, look, if you want to sit up there with a pad and pencil and see me come walking in, hey, freckle guy just got some fucking shredded wheat. I don't know what I'm saying. Whatever. I'm out of my fucking mind. Don't listen to me. I went and visited a friend of mine today down on Manhattan Beach, and I have a number of friends that have recently moved out there, and they keep telling me, oh, dude, you got to fucking move out here. It's awesome. You know, you can walk around. Everything's fucking cool. First time I go down there, there's this crazy homeless guy, right, who will just be walking around muttering, and then out of nowhere, he just fucking yell so loud and, like, throw this crazy punch. And every time it scared the fuck out of me, and I knew it was coming. He'd be just walking, going, no, he just kept going, bah! And he just fucking throw this punch. And every time it give me like a little fucking heart attack, like what's his face in Biloxi Blues. And so I'm thinking, all right, it's nighttime. You know, the beach is just like, you know, it just attracts so many fucking losers. You know, because their whole deal is like, even if I fuck up, I can still survive and live outside, curl up in the warm sand. You know what I mean? So anyways, I'm walking down there today with my buddy. It's during the day, and it's more like family time. And I'm walking down the fucking street, right? And there's like these two fucking girls. I don't know how old they were, but they didn't have any curves yet. And they're wearing these bikinis, and they got like 3/4 of their ass that they don't even have yet hanging out of the back of it. And I'm looking at my buddy, and I'm going like, dude, why are those little girls, like they were like fucking 12, walking with their asses? What the fuck is wrong with parents today? I want to walk up to their parents and just be like, that's okay with you? Did you ever watch To Catch a Predator? What the fuck are you doing? Can you put your kids' asses away, please? Fucking worst parent. They literally should. Somebody should just come up and just, I don't know what. What do you fucking just dump a bucket of ice water over their parents' head and just scream, wake up? You know? People, if you have young children, can you cover them up? Jesus Christ. That was so creepy. It should have been in one of those fucking, who's a guy who does, it used to be Calvin Klein had the creepy fucking prepubescent fucking kids like locked in the cellar. Remember those fucking commercials? And there was like the guy off camera, just being like, so what do you like to do for fun? Oh, yeah? Those jeans are kind of falling off your hips, aren't they? That's fucking awful. That awful commercial, my favorite one ever. Jim, the taxi driver, that Donnell Logue did. You ever see when he did? I can't find it, but he did a parody of that. And he was sitting there with like his pants half pulled down, answering the questions of some creepy guy off. Oh, it's fucking hilarious. But the latest American Apparel. You know that creepy fucking feeling you get if you're any sort of a human being when you look at an American Apparel ad? You know, I actually tweeted about it one time. You're pulling up to it, and, you know, old man, you're fucking pulling up with your bad eyes going, Jesus, look at the ass on that. Ah, she's only 12, right? That's the same thing. That's the same fucking feeling. Today, it's like, what the, why? Who's the fucking creep that makes a bathing suit for a little girl like that? You know? I don't know. Whoever it is, he goes by uncle. That's always a dead giveaway. When somebody's in their 40s, they're not married, right? And they're still hanging out with people half their age, and they go, oh, just call me fucking uncle whatever. That's when you immediately have to leave. And if there's any drink in the room, don't drink it. Right? Am I fucking nuts? That's just what I believe. Parents, I mean, who am I? I don't have any fucking kids. I shouldn't say that. But for the love of God, you know, if your kid's like, you know, if you add your kid's age, it's like under 5, you know, 1 + 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? That's probably the math. I shouldn't use a math equation. I'm too fucking dumb for that. I'm just saying. You know what the fuck I'm saying. And then it makes you feel like a fucking creep. It's like, would you get that out of here, please? Horrific parenting. All right, Bill. Okay, thank you for doing the podcast. Easy for people to take that. You could be a little more reliable uploading Thursdays, though. What a cunt. All right, here we go. I actually fucked up that guy's joke. He was trying to act like he was going to be cool here. Thank you for doing the podcast. Easy for people to take for granted / bust your balls on Twitter, but know that they are appreciated. The podcasts are appreciated. You could be a little more reliable uploading Thursdays, though. Still being a cunt. All right. I've been steadily losing my hair for the last couple of years. It's getting to the point where I'm thinking each haircut might be the last before I start buzzing it all. Kind of crossing my fingers that there's still a comprehensive head of hair when the barber spins the chair around. I've come as close as I can to making peace with the life of baldness. Not thrilled about being here at 30. And women / guys with hair don't really get what a bummer it can be. But what are you going to do? My question, how do I talk about this with my wife? We haven't discussed it whatsoever, as she is able to sense my discomfort with the topic and has never tried to force the dialogue. My wife and I have an honest relationship and have openly discussed topics much more awkward with actual real-world ramifications. All right, so you've talked about having a threesome. Shit. All right, it's also not like she can't see the hairlines going, but I've built up a whole awkward wall around the topic, and I'm not sure how to slice through it. Did you have any conversations with Nia prior to hacking off what was left of your hair? Any words of wisdom from the post-buzz world? Hoping to catch you at a future Steve Allen Theater / Comedy Store gig. Best of luck at Madison Square Garden. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was actually Nia's idea because I kind of wanted to do it. And she was like, you should do it. You should do it. I was like, oh, man, you know, because the big thing is, what kind of head do I have? Because you don't want to have that flat fucking thing in the back. You know what I mean? Where the back of your head goes straight into your fucking neck. So I started saying that I was going to do it. And she just kept fucking singing this song. Nia! I got to bring her in here. She kept singing. She goes, shave your head. Shave your head. Come on now. Every time I would walk by. And then she just yelled, shave it. Just do it. Fucking shave it. Hold on a second. See if I can get her in here. Hey, Nia. Come here. I need you on the podcast. I gotta bring this. I gotta bring this one back. This guy, right? He's losing his hair. He's like 30 years old, all right? He's almost to the point where he's gonna shave his head. And he was saying, Kyle, because I did it, you know what I mean? He doesn't talk about it with his wife. And she knows that he's sensitive, so he's built like this awkward wall, but it's just totally obvious. And they were saying, did you ever have a conversation with Nia about shaving my head? And as far as I remember, it was your idea, right?
It was.
Do you remember that song you used to sing?
No.
Shave your head.
Shave your head.
Yeah, remember that? And I would laugh.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
And then I finally went ahead and did it. I will tell you this.
When was the first time? How long ago?
Come here. Come over here.
When was it that you did it for the first time? How long ago?
Get on the mic here. About 9 years ago was the first time I did. And then when I did date night, they asked me to grow it back. And I was
That's
like,
right,
and
yeah.
I was like going, well, there's not much to grow back. And they were like, yeah, we'll fill it in or whatever. So I was like, all right. And then I grew it back, and then I kept it for a while because I started thinking, like, this is why I'm getting acting roles, which is the dumbest thing you can do.
Right.
It's not because of my skills. It's because
of my hair.
Yeah. Yes, I'm balding, which was stupid. And I will tell it's the greatest fucking thing. If you're bald, it's the greatest fucking thing you'll ever do. And I'm actually reading Andre Agassi's book where he was talking about, I didn't know he wore a fucking hairpiece. And one time he was in the shower before the French Open final, and he was in the shower and his whole hairpiece came apart. So they had to fucking glue the thing back together. So he went out on the court and played this guy he could have beaten. The whole time he was worried that his fucking hairpiece was going to come flying off like a Three Stooges episode. You know how fucking embarrassing that would have been?
That would have been terrible.
Yeah. So
That
then
would've been
he
terrible.
talks about how I guess Brooke Shields finally convinced him to do it. And he did it, and then he felt great. Yeah, I will tell you, it's the greatest thing ever. The greatest fucking thing you could, all these fucking guys going out and like fucking slicing up the back of their heads or having this shit vacuumed out and then paratrooped on top of their head. Like, most of that shit, it works for a minute. But then the thing is like they go, the hairs in the back of your head don't, those things never fall out. So if you put them on the top of your head, then you're okay. But the thing is you still have all that other hair up there that's going to fall out. So that shit falls out, and then you need more fucking replacements. And then sometimes it can like not work, as far as I know. So I'm a big fucking, I don't know. I think it's a fucking way better move. I actually think it's the man move. You're fucking dealing with the hand you've been dealt. You just do it. This is what I look like. People go, what the fuck, for a few days. And then they think you look weird. When they see pictures of you with hair, they think you look weird. And then you're free. You're fucking free. So rather than going there to the barber every time and putting your head down as he cuts it and then open your eyes going, what does it look like now? Just fucking get it over with. Get it over with, dude. Shave your fucking head. What do you say, Nene?
Shave it.
Yeah, shave it. It's fucking awesome. Then you love it. You know what's great? No matter how late you wake up for work, you can just throw on clothes and get there, and no one will know you didn't take a shower because you don't have bedhead anymore. Bye, Nene.
Bye.
All right. Shave your head, buddy. You're gonna feel fucking great. You will feel great. And this is the thing, dude. Someday, who knows? And I'm gonna lie to you. Someday, if they just came up with a fucking pill and you popped it in there and it gave you the shits for 3 days, but all of a sudden you fucking had this fucking great head of hair, even that I wouldn't do. I'd wait 10 years to see how people fucking, if their livers fell out. Actually, no, I got to be honest with you. I'm a lifer with the shaved head. I am. I don't give a fuck. What are you going to do? This is what I look like. Deal with it. Another great thing is if you fucking shave your head, people sometimes think you know a little bit of mixed martial arts, but then they look at your perfect ears and they're like, no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. But that might be just enough time to give you to run away. That's a true story. Bullied at work. Hi, Billy Buff Boy. I work in an office with several young females, several young ladies. Sounds good, right? Wrong. I'm the only young male here. So what's wrong? They like to gang. He said gain, G-A-I-N. Gain up on me. It's gang, G-A-N-G. Gang up on me. And constantly put me down or make fun of me. It started out all fun and games, but some of them have recently become very aggressive and are almost verbally attacking me. What? I don't understand. What is the problem here? When I brought it up to them, it just made it worse and made me more of a target. Yeah, dude. You never got bullied before? The last thing you say to a bully is, hey, what you're doing is really bothering me, just so you know. What can I do to make this situation better without getting management involved? I don't want to get them fired or anything. I just don't want to be the female punching bag anymore. Thanks. I don't understand what is going on here. What are they saying to you? If they're giving you shit, you got to give them shit back. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Defeating a fucking woman in a verbal thing, you know where you have to go, but you can't go there because then they're going to rat you out to the boss. This is what you do. Just walk in, right? Just walk in with your eyes squinting one day. You know, looking like an idiot. Just walk in and blinking a lot, just squinting. And walk right up to the one with the smallest chest. Don't do that. I was just going to say, just do that. And she goes, what are you doing? Just go, I'm trying to see your titties. That's so childish and stupid, but unbelievably effective. And I think, I'm not going to speak for women here, but what I really think it is women realize the unbelievable power that they have over guys with their looks. So if you ever indicate that there is a flaw in their looks or that they're starting to slip, it really fucks with them. It's too mean. I don't have fucking sympathy for you. What are they? They're just verbally abusing you? Give them shit back. What are they saying? Right back to me. Right back to me. What the fuck? Are you one of those kids? Did you always wear a helmet when you rode a bicycle? Did you have play dates? Are you part of that fucking generation, dude? Come on, man. Snap out of it. Yeah, I would just be like, hey, when are you cunts going to stop being such cunts? Something. You got to shoot something across the bow. You got to give them shit, dude. You got to give them shit. Just point at whatever they're wearing. Be like, oh my God, where did you get that? And then just keep walking. That's all you have to do. That fucks up a woman's day. What do you mean by that? Do you really think that, You just give it back to him. Just give it back to him, dude. You fucking grow a dick and give it back to him, man. Come on. This is like this whole fucking thing. I'm guessing you're a younger person. Oh, you said a young male. Yeah, you've been completely beaten down to the point where you're now, we went from men beating women with fucking mop handles 100 fucking years ago to now this to the point of a complete overcorrection that you're going to sit here and allow yourself to get verbally abused because they're women. I do like the fact that you don't want to be a rat and rat them out. This is what you got to do, okay? Treat them with the same level of respect they're treating you. I would avoid name calling, and I would definitely not curse. But other than that, I would be just as fucking mean as they are. Dude, they're so easy to fuck with. The next time one of them says something to you, just offer her some gum. And just keep doing it and just being like, listen, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I don't know what you've been eating lately, but I've noticed it over the last few days. And just invent in their head that they have this fucking halitosis. That's it. And then you divide and conquer. It's a joke, dude. It's not that fucking hard. You know what I mean? Just tell them which one you think is the most attractive and why. And let the other two losers fucking deal with that. And the other one will actually feel good that you said it about her. So now she's not fucking with you. And then the other two are pissed at the other girl. And then you got some infighting. And don't bring it down to looks. Just say, she has a certain level of class that the other two of you lack. I'm not trying to be a jerk. And you just fucking leave it nice and vague like that. That's all you do. And all I'm doing is taking a page out of their book because women are masters at that vague mind fuck and then walking away. It's a work of art. I don't even think they have to work at it. They're just born with it. It's tremendous. It probably goes back in the day from when they were dragged around from cave to cave by their fucking hair. They had to say something that mind-fucked the hairy douchebag that was about ready to take advantage of him so they could walk away before he fucking dragged him into the cave. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm just fucking talking all kinds of shit here. All right. Let's wrap this thing up here. Career advice. Dear Belexia Burr. Oh, that's a great one and accurate. I've been a high school teacher for the past 7 years, but my dream has always to become a professional writer. Oh, that's awesome. You know, dude, that would be a great life. You molded some young minds and then you became a professional writer. He says, so far I don't have a teaching job for the upcoming school year. I'm considering no longer having my own classes and instead becoming substitute teacher for the school year. This would give me more time to write and submit my work to literary agents and hopefully get a big publishing deal. I've had some success so far with writing, a published short story and a nomination for a literary prize. Dude, what the fuck are you waiting for? How many more signs of land do you need? This is like Columbus when he fucking sailed over and he saw some tree branches and a couple of birds. You're going to get there. The problem is that my wife and I still have a lot of student debt that we're repaying, and substitute teaching doesn't pay nearly as much as being a regular classroom teacher. I've put off my dream of becoming a writer for years, and I think now may be the time to metaphorically push in all my chips. I might lose, but I might win. No, dude, there's no way you lose when you go after a dream. You don't. It always leads to something better. Always. All right? Dude, fucking substitute teach and be a fucking Uber driver. All right? And, you know, eat at home more. Starving artist. I slept on a futon until I was 36. I don't fucking regret any of it. I told you that story a zillion times in this podcast. I was dating this woman, and I said I had a spot I had to go do, and it paid $8 at the comic strip during the week. Tuesday night, I went down there, and I came back. I tried out a new bit, and I was doing and afterwards, I was at home in my apartment, and I was doing this silly dance in the kitchen because I had a new bit, and I was psyched because I had gone through this period where I wasn't coming up with any new material. And she was laughing, and then she got a sad look on her face, and I said, "What's the matter?" And she said, "I wish I had a job where I only got paid $8, yet I came home and I did a silly dance in the kitchen." And I never forgot that, dude. So that, you know what I mean? You're going to have to suffer a little bit. But substitute teach, Uber. Dude, you got a short story published and you got a nomination for a literary prize. Come on, man. You know what you're supposed to do. I don't even have to go through the rest of this fucking thing. He goes, all right, I'll get to the whole thing. He said, you know, part of me fights against the dream and insists that I have to do the responsible thing and keep teaching. Fuck all of that. Fuck all of it. The responsible thing to do is to listen to your heart. My question for you, either in your career when you were trying to build an audience and make it as a stand-up comedian, did you struggle with the financial strain of chasing your dream? Did you ever have to choose between a good-paying job or doing stand-up? How hard was it to work at a shitty job just so you could chase your dream? Did you ever think that maybe you were wasting your time? Any advice or encouragement? I think I answered all of those. It wasn't hard to work at the shitty job because I was always thinking about the exciting job I was going to do afterwards. And every night that I just went up on stage, and if it just went moderately okay, I couldn't believe it. I have to be honest with you, like, I couldn't fucking believe that I was actually doing it. That I had a dream and I was making it happen. And I still remember the first time I really went on stage and I actually got in the zone for what was considered a zone at the level comic I was. And I only was in the zone for about 8 seconds. I was at Nick's Comedy Stop in Framingham on Route 9. It doesn't even exist anymore. And I just got on this roll of laughter that I was actually able to pause and fucking be in the moment and enjoy it rather than being like, oh my God, what's my next joke? What's my next joke? And that fucking feeling can carry you through a fucking shitty job for a week. Chasing to get back on stage to feel that again. And then the first time I got $5 for gas money, Freddie Stone. I've told all these stories. Freddie Stone, the excitable boy. That's what he went by. I did a room for him, and he gave me $5 gas money. I'd probably spent 10 to get there, and I couldn't fucking believe it. And I was like, I did that, and they gave me this. I couldn't fucking believe it. At what point, just listen to the sound of my voice as I'm talking about this. Have you ever had that level of excitement doing any other fucking job? That's what it's like when you go after a dream job. So nothing is worse than not going after it, okay? And doing the responsible thing and all of that type of shit, and then you sit in your house with all your responsible stuff. Fuck all of that. Financially, I did not do the responsible thing. And yeah, I've said all these stories. I used to eat spaghetti every fucking night with a can of fucking Prego and then a bunch of bread, and I would just fill myself up on that. Or I'd go to Denny's and I'd get the 5 stack of pancakes and just pour it in my stomach like concrete so I wouldn't have to eat the whole fucking day, and do stand-up in some cafeteria at some fucking college. And quitting never entered my mind. I just kept trying to get better at it, because as bad as some of those gigs were, the great ones were way better. So you'll have all of these stories just in a literary way. So without a doubt, you have to fucking do it. And I can tell you right now, man, like with what you've already accomplished, like to me, I would be thinking like I can affect way more people and make way more fucking money and live a fucking dream being a professional writer. That'd be unbelievable. So, not to say there's anything wrong with teaching, but if teaching isn't your dream, that's just the job you're doing. So I'm not shitting on teachers out there. It's one of the most underrated jobs, and of course, most underpaid jobs ever. I'm just trying to amp you up here. So go out and fucking do it, and email me when you get published, because I think you're gonna. I don't think you know. Look, if you're up against a bunch of other shit writers and you won one thing, but you got 2 things going on here, all right? Give me a fucking break. All right, you just need to push yourself out of the fucking bush. Not the bush, the nest. The bush. That was oddly gross. Dude, what the fuck happened to the guy who did the subway things? Jared says he finds middle school girls hot. Some chick was taping him for fucking 4 years. He's caused a lot of pain. It's pain that will never go away. What, for saying that? Yeah, he must have gone a little further than that. On Wednesday, Fogle admitted that he had sex with at least 2 minors and obtained child pornography of 12 other children as young as 6 years old. Oh, boy. Dude, is anybody safe? Can anybody go wire to wire without the fucking hammer coming down? Jared Fogle is a monster. He's a monster. That's what she said. How funny is it that I was just talking to you guys about eating right and getting in shape, and I go look at Google fucking News, so I got something to run my goddamn yap about. Jesus Christ. And he looks like DeRosa. That's fucking hilarious. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Fogle served as Subway's spokesman for 15 years, ever since he first appeared on television, claiming that eating the fast food chain sandwiches and working out helped him lose more than 200 pounds. Please. He probably lost that money running out the back door when the parents came home. See, this is dumb. I shouldn't be doing this. This guy's not been convicted of anything. Oh, but he's completely fucked. He better have done it. I mean, I hope he didn't, for kids' sake, but I mean, he's fucked now. It's over. What's he going to go over to Blimpie? Hey, everybody, I'm wrongly accused child molester, Jared Fogle. And I'm here to tell you that Blimpies makes you even more skinny. And with the stress of sitting there, thinking I was going to go to jail for that shit and get gang raped, because that's what happened. Oh, God. Jared, what did you do? Oh, my God. If he fucking did this shit and he's guilty and he goes to jail, do you have any fucking idea and I love that they put him in protective custody. For how fucking long? You know what I mean? I figure maybe 8-10 years. He's fucked. Literally. Oh, my God. They'll descend on him. Hey, Jared, what do you want, the 6 or the 12-inch? God. I'd fucking kill myself. Oh, there's got to be a way to do it. He's too fucking skinny now to hang himself. Just sit there twitching around like a fucking goddamn fly that got its wing ripped off. How do you kill yourself when you're shaped like a pencil? Oh, God, what do you do? Oh, I know what I do. I'd fucking break my glasses and I'd jam one of the pieces in my neck, just bleed out in the cell. There you go. See, there's always a way. You know, you put somebody in a confined area, they're going to come up with something. You got to be fucking kidding me. I don't understand why before the guy's convicted that his face is all over the fucking place. I don't get it. Because if this guy didn't do this shit, it was like what the fuck I was talking about last week about the hockey player there. It's like if they didn't do it, they're completely fucked. They're fucked either way. Either they did it and they're going to jail and they're getting gang raped, you know, which, you know, that's what you get for doing that shit. But on the other side, if you didn't do it, I mean, you know, what are you gonna, how do you make your money then? I don't know. You got to be fucking kidding me. Wow. Wow. Jeb Bush, Donald Trump, unapologetic for anchor baby language. I gotta be honest with you. As far as like, you know, offensive shit, anchor baby, that's pretty fucking light. You know what I mean? There's no racial epithet in there. There's nothing homophobic. Anchor baby. It's the baby that gets you in here. You know, you're putting down roots. Right? How about a root baby? A rooter baby. I hate that fucking reporter. That term is offensive. Your term is offensive. Shut the fuck up. You're offensive. You fucking cunt. You work for some corporate goddamn news fucking paper. Quit acting like you're giving out the facts. You jerk off. You write about what they tell you to write about. That's what you should have done. You write what they tell you to write about. Then you go on, you cash those checks, don't you? And you go buy yourself an Audi, right? Or a BMW, some German sedan that lets the broads know you fucking, you know, you're on the dole. You got to be fucking kidding me, man. Jesus Christ, if you can't trust a former fat fuck who's eating sandwiches to be around your kids, honestly, who can you trust? That would have been a great fucking segue to go into my advertising. Where the fuck is it? Oh, it's over here. Oh, Jesus, everything's just falling apart on me here. All right, it's time for some advertising. I mean, what else do you do after you talk about the former fat fuck who became a skinny guy and then allegedly, Jesus Christ. Anyways, how the fuck do you think you're going to get away with something like that? All right. Be one thing if you were the spokesperson for Wendy's, like that old guy, then you could just say, no, I was just dressed as Santa. Here's another one for you. Here, my wife and I are 2 months away from the birth of our first child. That's fucking awesome. Congratulations. I want to hear your opinion on one of the names we have been favoring. First name, Birdie. Fuck you. You're not naming a kid Birdie. You're full of shit. I don't buy this. I don't buy this at all. First name, Birdie. Middle name, Ulla, U-L-L-A. Short for my grandmother, Ursula. Last name starts with a G. Her initials would be B-U-G. Bug. Is this too weird of a name? Oh, you fucking hipster cunt. No, it isn't. Go ahead and name your fucking baby Birdie. You fucking dope. I imagine the DMV calling her name or a teacher calling her name in roll call. What do you think? You know what I think. You don't name a kid Birdie. Why would you do? I don't understand people who got this. Did you ever get this shit kicked out of you for no fucking reason when you were in school? You're literally giving people a reason every fucking day to fuck with your kid. Why would you do that? Give her a pretty name. Birdie? You know, why God gives someone like you sperm that works? It's just, I don't understand it. Was I too harsh this week on people? Is Birdie, is that like you know what? I got to look that up right now. I got to look that fucking thing up right now. You got to be fucking shitting me. There's no way. Is that going to be like the new, like, Kathy? Birdie, the name that's sweeping the nation. Birdie, that's a golfing term. That's what you hit in badminton. Birdie, Girl name. Okay, let's see the history of this. Birdie, meaning of the name. Well, I remember there was Lady Bird Johnson. Birdie was until recently a middle-aged ladies club. What? Birdie was until recently a middle-aged ladies club member wearing a bird-decorated hat. But now it's just kind of a vintage nickname. Think Haiti. Is that supposed to be Lucy? Josie. Oh, Josie. My eyes are going. Mammy Millie. That's coming back into style in a big way. Actress Busy Phillips named her baby Birdie, inspired by First Lady Lady Bird Johnson, as did soap star Maura West. In an earlier heyday of nicknames, the 1880s, Birdie was a top 200 name. People who also like Birdie also like Alabama, Alfie, Alfred, Aspen, Blanche, Cicely, Clover, Dixie, Franklin, Hawk. Who fuck names their kid Hawk? Lenora, Oswald, Oswin. First of all, if celebrities are naming their baby that, it's a good fucking, that's a good one to avoid. Oh my God, look at these fucking names. Sparrow, Remy, Ransom. The fuck names a kid Ransom? Vesper, Win, W-I-N. Win, goddammit. Zira, Toulouse, T-O-U-L-O-U-S-E, Toulouse. I looked at that and with my fucking dyslexia, I just saw tool shed. Patience. Who names a fucking kid Patience? The fucking irony that I just flipped out about that. Dixie. Wait, why don't you just call her truck stop whore? Frank. There's a normal one. Franklin. That's all right. Gertrude. Jesus Christ. What's she banging someone in the fucking Gestapo? Gretel. Cosmo. Guthrie, Lottie, Maple, Marilla. Dude, these are fucking white people douchebag fucking names. Oh my God. These are Mortimer. India. Heron. Heron? That's like how black people say heroin. Heron. He's on that heron. You're going to name a fucking... You name your kid a drug? A slang for a drug? These fucking names are horrible. Wait a minute. Let me get this. Popularity. Okay, these are the popular names. I got to keep going with this podcast. This is Birdie is number 469 on Nameberry. What the fuck is Nameberry? All right, it reached its peak. This is like Casey Kasem.
The name Birdie reached its peak in 1880
ranked at 210. And then by the 40s, wait a minute, it dropped all the way down to the fucking 1,000 where it belonged. Enter a different name. All right, let's enter what's the worst fucking name I can think of? What's a fucking douchey name a hipster would name their kid? I'm going to go with Lampy. Just looked over and saw a lamp. See if that's one. No, Lampy is open if you want to be fucking original. How about Fridge? F-R-I-D-G-E. It's something a fucking stupid white person would name their kid. We found 21 results. There's no way anybody's naming their kid Fridge. I bet Milty. How about Milt? Milt. Popularity is 1,000% this week. Did I already see Milt? I'm just going to think of some of the fucking old singers back in the day. It was Engelberg Humperdinck. How about Ebenezer? I can't spell this. Is there a Z in there? Just for the record, I'm spelling it E-B-I-N-E-A-Z-E-R. No fucking results for that. Oh, go fuck yourself. All right, I gotta have one fucking name that comes out here. Come on, Ebenezer. Ebenezer. Oh, that's how you spell it. Are you guys still listening to this? Boy name. Ebenezer, boy name. All right, meaning of Ebenezer. Ebenezer is a name of a biblical place. The stone set up by Samuel to mark his victory over the Philistines rather than a person. It was adopted by the British Puritans as the first name and then exported to America, where it had some early popularity, entering the top 1,000 in the 1880s. Jeez, I tell you, 1880s was a rough time to be born. Not only fucking the scurvy and all that fucking horse shit. You had fucking names like Ebenezer and Brady. Ugh, you can just feel their itchy clothes with those fucking names, can't you? All right, I can babble with this shit forever. All right, that's the podcast for this week, everybody. As always, if you would like to donate to the podcast but not spend any fucking money, next time you go to Amazon, just swing by BillBurr.com first, click on the merch page, and then click on the Amazon link. It'll take you over to Amazon. Won't cost you any extra money. They'll kick me a little dough for sending traffic their way, and then I kick 10% of whatever they give me to the St. Jude's Hospital. There you go. That's the podcast for this week. Go fuck yourselves. Have a great week, and don't name your kid Birdie.